welcome back to the channel. It's been a while. Today we are working on the mighty MX-5, or the MAZDA for you American people. It's a bit of a jigsaw puzzle at the moment. We've had it all apart. We've just putting the diff back in it. We've got a two-way diff in it, so that'll be good for the fully 6 skids. We've got the gearbox out as well. We're fitting a new clutch. It's all happening under here, so yeah, I got here late, so everything's sort of coming together nicely. But hopefully we'll be able to get this all together relatively quickly and then go for a drive and test it all out. But yeah, that's pretty much how we're going. So yeah, stick around. So we got a lightweight flywheel here. It's got these little speed holes in it. Nice new clutch, XCD, delicious. I think this is the same brand that I had, I think, from memory. It's been a while. Got the clutch alignment tool, we got a new spigot bearing, and probably another throwout bearing. So yes, we're going to whack all this in. We've got a new rear main seal that we're going to change as well, because you may as well change your rear main seal while you're doing the clutch.
We're doing input shaft as well.
Oh, and we're doing the input shaft seal as well on the gearbox, because it is making a bit of a mess.
Toast.
Did we also do the seals on the diff before chucking the seals back in?
Yes, we did.
Because Connor did mention those seals aren't done.
Yes, they were done.
Fantastic. Alrighty, so we've also got ARP ARP bolts here. Just may as well put the best of the best back in it, just because we don't want to pull it apart again. So yeah, we'll quickly get the old parts off, and then we're going to rip into it. Okay, we've got the rear main out. I've cleaned it all up because it was a bit dirty. Put a bit of 515 on this. I love that stuff. Get a bit of that stuff on there. And we're going to tap this in nicely with a hammer. I'm not going to go over the rear main seal stuff. It's pretty easy to get done. The spigot bearing was actually part of the flywheel on this one, so I was going to try and show you a trick where you push bread into the bearing to push it out, but yeah, it was easier to it just came out. So anyway, we'll get all this together and I'll cut to when we're done. Alrighty, so don't forget to clean this shit down with brake clean. Also clean this surface down with brake clean too, because they do put oil on it to stop it rusting. So don't chuck it in without cleaning this down, otherwise your clutch is going to slip. Hey friends, alrighty, so because we're going to thread lock these, and these are blind holes, what you need to do to get the right amount of goo on there is actually fill the hole, like not fill the hole, but put the thread lock into the hole, don't put it on the bolt. Can you stop making noise out there? Bloody hell. You want to put the goo into the hole, not on the bolt. That way when you wind it in, it goes around the bolt, or if you put it on the bolt, because there's air in there, it'll push the goo out. So that's just a little trick of the trade, but we'll quickly throw the light and flywheel on, do that, and then we'll cut back to that, because we're not doing step by step like we normally do, because we've done this 100 times. And brilliant, all torqued to spec. Spec means spectacular for those at home. Okie dokie, artichokey. Got the new light and flywheel on. Delicious, nice new ARP head stud. Bloody hell, you call them head studs. ARP flywheel bolts. And I believe the boys are about to pull out our throwout. So we'll smash that out, and then while they're doing that, I'm going to get down the business end and knock out this output shaft. So apart from that, we're chugging along quite nicely. Once those seals are done and that bearing is done, we're going to chuck in the gearbox, obviously, and then throw the drive shaft in. Pretty old basic stuff. As always, before we put in anything, I like to cover it in 515. To push this in nicely, what you should do is use a big socket so that it sits on the outer lip of the seal, like so that when you put it on there, you can push it in equal force. You can tap it in with equal force. If you don't do that and you want to be a bit more finesse, you could probably use like a punch or something, or just the edge of a hammer and just lightly tap it, but it's always best to use a socket that fits over the outside, so it gives that pressure on the outside of the seal. So we'll smash that in, and then it's the next step. Okay, we've got that output seal done. Now, we've got our nice new clutch. See, look, roof rust prevention. So we'll get that off and then we'll clean it all up. We're gonna get all this shit off, so we'll use a razor blade, bit of brake clean or something, smash that out. Make sure you always have clean hands. So if you're wearing gloves, change your gloves. If not, probably get some gloves and put the gloves on, because we've got to keep this section that's in here, our clutch disc, we need to keep this nice and clean. So we'll get this out at the last moment, exactly last moment, just so we don't get shit on it. So that's that in there. Then we'll smash that in. It should have on there what way it goes on, so that's always a good help. It is only a single plate, which is good, because with the dual plates, as we went through with the BF's clutch install, you've got a whole much more shit to worry about. So this one's pretty simple. So yeah, we'll clean this one down, get all this under here ready to go. I've got the other fellas to double check that as well, so they're happy. And also, you'll get a clutch alignment tool, which is this little number. Keep this, because you're going to need this eventually down the track for your car anyway. So we'll go through that again, but we already sort of talked about this. We've also got a bit of juices here we can throw in there, so maybe put a little bit of those juices on the inside of that spigot bearing, just to make it nice and juicy. Anyway, so we'll smash this out real quick, and then we also need to replace this, so we'll yeet that over there and get that done too. So, woo, getting excited. Alright, so now that we've all not bottomed them down, but we've got them a bit firm, we're going to get the torque wrench out, smack them all down to the right torque, and then we'll take out our alignment tool and chuck the gearbox in. Plain and simple. Once old mate here gets this bearing out, and then we're going to be winning. Got the gearbox in nicely. We're just doing up our drive shaft. We have to do all that because with these smaller cars, it's got all these beams that run across. Well, it's some great camera work. It's got beams that run across here to support the gearbox. So we've got to throw in all this shit, and then we're going to throw in all the support stuff. So we'll show you that once we're done, just so you have a better idea. But it's just a hatchback sort of a deal. So we'll get all this done, and then we're pretty much finished. So it might be a short video. Alrighty, everything's been bolted up nicely. As you can see, I don't know if you can see it from this angle, we've got a big brace that runs down the whole back of the car next to the drive shaft. So that's what we were talking about. That's what helps support it all. So yeah, this has all been done. Drive shaft. Exhaust is back in. Everything is Mickey Mouse in here. So next step will be to lower it down. Oh goodness. At least make sure everything works. We actually might run it while it's up on the jack stand so we can make sure it selects gears properly and all that. And then it might be time to take it for a road test. So pretty exciting. We've still got a few little things here to bolt up just underneath here, a few little more cross members and that, and then we're 100% done. So sweet. Alrighty, car is back together finally. All this shit's been tidied up. Underneath it's all been done. We have tested the clutch out. The clutch works great. The two-way diff is working correctly. We've got no leaks, which is a bonus. Next step will be have a bit of lunch, and then we'll go for a test drive, make sure everything's all good. There's a procedure for bedding in this diff. We've got to do figure eights or, you know, a certain amount of turns each way before we can give it a good rip. Plus, the new clutch needs to be bedded in too. So we're going to give that just a quick drive around the estate just to make sure everything's happy, and then he's going to be driving it to work. And next weekend, skid control, I believe. Next weekend. I won't be going to that because I've got a few other things happening. Or I might be going, I'm not sure. If I do go, it'll be in the video. If not, we won't be going. But yeah, so we'll go for the test drive after lunch. Let's go. good we have a test track here in this estate where we can do figure eights and bed it in. The diff has gotten quieter since we've been doing this for about 10 minutes or so, just doing figure eights in this cutoff area. Definitely is getting quieter, so that's a good sign. But yeah, as soon as you put a little bit of power into it, it starts to lock the wheel up nicely, so it's going to be a handful to drive in the rain, so I don't think it's going to be much of a daily anymore, even though it is a daily. We're back from our drive. Everything is Mickey Mouse. So that's how we're going to end the video. Thank you for watching. Keep on boosting and we'll see you next time.